So I logged back onto the Just Create SMP today, and I noticed something's missing. Like, where did the sign go? And also, still no bridge on the other side. I mean, this has got me looking around, checking, is anything else missing? And I'm looking around on the top side of all of my other buildings, and I don't really see anything. And even my mechanical bearing is entirely gone. I mean, thankfully my dirt sign is still here, but I have honestly no idea where the sign could have gone. I mean, who would have stole a sign? Like, what's the monetary value in a sign? I mean, I get it and all. Outdoor advertising, it can go a long ways, but still. Silent also doesn't really show signs of having a sign. Froggy and Blockdown's OG base doesn't really have anything, nor does Azu's area. Huh, and Rofo's also looks kind of the same as it was left. I mean, it wouldn't be on Stam's Mountain. I mean, I don't even think I can advertise here. I mean, Throwlash's area also doesn't have a massive looming sign, nor do I see a sign over in the area Dave's been working on. All right, I've got to check out Kev's. Has Kev put a massive sign in his base? Nope, everything looks basically the way it was. I thought maybe you would also be in the shopping area, but it doesn't seem like a whole lot has changed. Oh, except for there's a giant pirate ship now here and a daycare. Huh. Oh, hey, look, I'm in the window. Also, while I'm here, have I gotten any cells? About 30 cells? You know what? That's not too bad at all. Yep, it looks like we're doing well. I should probably take these though and bring them back to the mall. While I'm doing this, I should also check the RV shop. RV shop. RV shop? Where? Yoink. All right. I mean, where's the RV? Did I forget to put the handbrake on? Huh. So not only was my sign stolen, apparently my RV was also stolen. Now it's kind of got me panicked. Was anything else stolen? Like any major infrastructure inside the mall? Like, is my automation still working? I mean, it appears my elevator is functioning as it should. We should definitely check all the factory gauges just to make sure. Yes, everything seems to be in stock and seems like it's working. We go all the way up to the shop floor. Let's just check and make sure nothing was stolen up here. Oh boy, 1,409 cells. That is pretty good. Any more reviews, by the way? Oh my goodness. All right, I should definitely drop down here. Let's deposit our diamonds into our system and let's actually get a full check. How many diamonds do we have? That's not correct. Is this not reading? All of my diamonds funnel down into here. There's only 106 diamonds in here. Okay, something's up. So not only was the sign to the mall stolen, all of my diamonds were stolen as well. And also my RV. Wait, were these diamonds also stolen? Oh, thank goodness. At least I still have some purchasing power. I have no idea who would have done that. Like, I have some suspicions. I mean, pirate theme, potentially stealing things would be very pirate themey, but also with Froggy, the Torch Club was literally just a cover for an arson ring, and we still never found out who stole or killed the donkey. I mean, and honestly, why would a loving father like Foxy end up stealing things? That would make no sense at all. I mean, when has daycare owners ever robbed anybody of anything, or an entire city of things, for their own financial gain? That's never happened. I will say though, I've started to reflect on all of this and like the idea that all of my things have been taken from me, and I've thought about what I could do to potentially fix this. And well, I'm just gonna have to build a bigger sign, and not just bigger, a moving sign, and maybe a sign that's a little harder to steal. But how could I make it harder to steal? I mean, maybe I could make a contraption that is just not able to be picked up anymore. But then how would I be able to pick it up to move it to put it where I want it? So I'm also thinking I could make it a train. A train contraption would be significantly harder to move because it's not as easy as just simply picking up and putting away. And also, if I build this sign and I build it even bigger, it would be ridiculously hard to hide. This still leaves me with another problem. I really don't know how to get my diamonds back because I don't know where they're at. So I might honestly just have to bite the bullet there and just call that a loss. I mean, I'm sure I'll make them back anyways. To be perfectly honest, at one point, I thought it would be kind of funny to have the diamonds that were spent be catapulted directly in front of you and simply burned. But instead, I was going to hold onto them just so that way I could potentially use them for building. But I guess I'll just have to wait for more cells. Because honestly, at the end of the day, the mall really isn't for me to make a ton of profit. I really don't care. I just want people to be able to buy cool things, and I want them to be able to make cool things. And just maybe save a little bit of time from the time that we don't have to craft the things. So over in a creative world, I've been able to lay out some text, and I'm using some pretty interesting strategies to do this. So I did have a schematic from the original mall sign, which I was able to paste into this world. And then what I've done is I've started to lay out some text. And then once I got the text laid out, I made a schematic of those text, and then I deleted it and started the next line. Then once that line was in, I was able to paste in the top layer and use the schematic to get it in just the right orientation. So yes, I'm literally doing text editing in Minecraft. And so this is what the future sign is going to look like, give or take. By the way, I am using some brown large metal girders, which I didn't even know we had brown versions of it. And I'm going to be mixing this with some brown sheet metal. Now I've just got to get this into the world. Back onto the server, I've just got to load in the new Mall 2.0 sign. And there we go. And so I'm going to lay this roughly here on top of the mall for now. But once we get this all pasted in, that's when we need to start working on the train. Now I just need to see what items we are going to need for this build. Okay, some brass sheets, looks like some brown metal girders, some sheet metal, not too bad, some zinc for some copycats, and some yellow shipping containers, all of which, by the way, is literally provided from the mall itself. So yes, believe it or not, the mall can replenish its own sign. With all the resources now checked off the list, I think it's time to hit that play button. Oh boy, and watch this thing start to build itself. And this is a lot larger than the other sign. Now, I don't want this to be where the sign is positioned. Instead, I actually want this one to be moving around the roof of the mall. To make this happen, I am going to have to get a little bit creative with monorails. So here's what I'm thinking. We can extend this out like so on both sides to match our other side. And we'll get these linked up. So these are now extended out too. And I then want to branch this up a little bit. So I am going to use like a block spacer here. So we'll place that just like so. And same on the other side, we'll get ourselves a block spacer. And then I'm going to use my monorails and I'm going to start a track here. And that is going to link all the way to this side. Oh, beautiful. I want to do the exact same over here. So we're going to make sure to get this connected. We'll have the monorail track linked to here and also link on this side. Then up top in the center, what I'm thinking we can do is extend this out just like this. So we have these base platforms, and then we can place a monorail right here and right here, have these linked together, and then connect this up to here. And wherever it decides to make that transition is probably going to be the optimal space. That already is looking very good. And we'll also get this connected up to the other side. Oh, perfect. Now to make sure the entire rotation around here is symmetrical, I've taken my position where these meet. And this block position right here should be equal if we go to the corner and we find the actual corner that aligns with this, which would happen to be this block right here. And so this should mean that if I was to extend out the exact same way that I have over here, and then also do the same thing on this side, it should ultimately allow me to get that perfect 90-degree bend. I guess the only way to find out is to actually build the rail. So let's place this rail in and let's hope that it all lines up perfectly. And it does. Oh, this is beautiful. Now with this side done, all we have to do to connect the entire train track together is bridge this all the way over here. And that will give us a fully connected, completely encompassing monorail that wraps around the entire mall. So we got big sign together and we also have monorail put together, but now we've got to figure out how to get that sign onto a train. And thankfully, monorails have some pretty cool functionality. For example, we're using a monorail down here on the bottom side of the monorail, but you can actually place the bogies to be facing upward. It's all just simply based on which position you actually place the bogey on. So if I, for example, all the way over here, place down a train station and then go ahead and create a train, depending on whether I place this on the bottom, it'll give me that one, or if I place it on the top, it'll give me one where the bogey is facing upwards. Now what I think I want to do is line this up. So right here we have the front of the train, which is going to be connected right to this chute area. And then also right here, I'm going to place another bogey, and we're actually going to combine these together because these will be glued to one central contraption. And you can have two separate bogies attached to your central engine. Now to connect the sign to the train, what I want to do is have some chutes that are leading up, and then make sure we have these industrial iron supports, which should tap and connect directly into the bottom of the catwalks. And by the way, I've already got this center aligned, so that way this, all we have to do is glue it together and just simply place the cart contraption right on here to get it perfectly aligned. And so for the challenging part, I must glue the entire thing together. For things like this, it's best to glue all of the stuff in one massive section. And this is for us to limit the amount of glue entities just overall that we have on the server. And so here we are again, making a massive cart contraption. And that should be able to be picked up, and well, almost everything got picked up. We can place it back down. Looks like I missed a small section over here. I mean, it's now started to rain. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I get struck by lightning. But anyways, back to reality and clear weather. I want to now pick up the entire thing. Perfect. Everything is now picked up. All right. And then bring it over here and figure out exactly how high we're going to need this. So I do know that like at least base level is going to need to be brought up to at least here. Is somebody at the mall buying things? I just realized that. I was like, why is my sounds going off? All right, so I need to take this up to at least here. I'm thinking like right about here. Okay, so we'll place this down like so. Place this in. I'm also going to need to bring this up because we do need to get a redstone signal to this just to make sure we can test this out. Make sure our cart assembler is in, and then we can go ahead and place in the cart. Okay, so yes, I think this is the correct height. So now all I have to do is pull the lever, right? And that should seat in perfectly, and you can see this right here connected in beautifully. I think this is turning out pretty good. I've added some girders down here, and I'm also going to add a bracket, and this area is going to be for the train controls. So we're going to have a train control here and here. I'm just doing both of them for symmetry, and then we'll have a blaze burner in the center. This is going to be what controls the train and is going to set right here on this shaft. From the back, I think this is going pretty good, but I do have to keep in mind when this dips down, this whole thing is going to also tilt this way, which may cause clipping, but I'm hoping that it doesn't do it too bad. Otherwise, I may have to sort of change this up just a little bit. But now all I've got to do is I've got to get these sections sort of glued in and kind of get the entire train car glued together. And out of all of this, I can't forget to actually glue the bogie to the actual components, which are connected up here, like so. And then I think that is about it. We should be able to now construct this and make it a giant train and hope that we assembled everything appropriately. And we're only going to find that out by taking this for a ride. I'm noticing that's dipping down. Oh, but I can't tell. I actually need to back up a little bit. Let's hop off the train. And I just want to see here. yeah, it is clipping. So we probably should make this section a little bit different. But other than that, it looks like the sign itself doesn't actually clip into the whole thing. And I don't think the back will either. We'll have to take another look here. So as I continue on, this is going to, of course, dip in, but the sign itself does not, and it doesn't appear. I mean, this barely touches. This barely makes it. So you know what? I may just clean up the sides a little bit. I think that looks a little bit cleaner and should also be able to look a lot nicer when going around, because I do not want this clipping. So let's just make sure real quick. Is this short enough that it's not going to really clip? Okay, it doesn't seem like it's clipping. I think at this point, this would be right about where it would start clipping. And I mean, it does clip, but ever so slightly. And I think that is fine. And I could probably even solve this by breaking those, well, tracks and actually making it more like a smooth by holding control. But now for the fun part. The sign can be fully rotated and it can be setting right here for an extended period of time, right? And so we can have our train just literally holding the sign right here, and then it stays here for a little bit, and then we can have it shuttle around and maybe park over here for a little bit, and then shuttle around and park right here in the middle for a little bit. And it could just keep looping this forever. Honestly, the hardest part about doing this is just simply figuring out where we can place these train tracks. So if this position is right here, we'll have to play around with this, but thankfully it should be very similar to the other side. We'll just back this up a little bit. And then let's say this is a good place for the train signal to be. I can place this down here for now. And then let's just kind of park it. Let's see. Have it fully approach to the train station. Is this basically on a perfect 45? It's close. I'll just keep retrying this. I'll just take the train station. We can break it and then we'll just try replacing. So this time let's try placing it here. And I mean, that one went a little bit further than it should have. Oh, and I just found the perfect position. One block directly in front of this. This sets at a perfect 45, angled that direction. And with that knowledge, I would also assume that, well, if I placed this one over here, specifically one in front, right here, and then place this station down, that should also be a perfect 45, but angled the other direction. It's time to take this train around town, which is going to be so cool when I actually get the train schedule going. So I'm going to have it approach the train station. Aha. And now it'll face this way, pointed right at Beardstone's build. Ah, that'll be beautiful. And then last but not least, this one landing center, which is already positioned in the correct space. I just want to move the train station. Then I just need to go in and name these. We'll call this mall underscore sign underscore 1. And I'll just simply copy and paste this. So this will be position 1, 2, and 3. Or maybe this should be called 1, 2, and 3 going this way. Yeah, that might actually be better. This one being 1, this one being 2, and 3, and so on. Then I need to build the train schedule, which will be travel to station. We'll have it go to 1 first, which I think, yeah, is what it needs to do. And we'll control this here in a second. We'll have this going to mall 2 next, and then we'll have it going to mall sign 3 after that. Now, waiting, this is where we get to choose some things. So we can actually set this to minutes. And so we can have this wait, I don't know, a few minutes every time. So we can say, all right, well, stay here for 5 minutes. Then we can tell this to stay here for 5 minutes. And then keep looping this over and over again where it stays in these positions for 5 minutes each time. Consistently looping, endlessly, forever. Doing its job and being a beautiful outside advertisement. This is exactly what I wanted. The only thing I need to do now is, well, take these old supports down because we don't need those anymore. With it being dark, this will be a beautiful time to get a perspective on this. Oh my goodness. Yes. What is the range on this? If we take it, look all the way out here. Yes, the Mall 2.0, the future is here. an even larger sign. Oh, this is great. And I almost feel like the time in between, like, should probably be even less than 5 minutes. Maybe it should be more like every 2 minutes it's rotating positions, just to kind of keep it doing its thing. I could have it just rotate consistently where it stops for a brief moment and then continues, but I do want it stopping like for a duration. And there it goes. It is moving. That is wild looking. You know what? This makes me actually just want to have it constantly going. So I've now set this to every 10 seconds. To say no suitable path for schedule in the destination found. There should be. Probably because I need to reset progress or have it skip its current stop, which by the way is right now. So maybe I can skip it and just make sure that it can shuttle between all of the different destinations, because we really need to make sure that it can do this. So far, so good. It's making its way all the way over here. All right, it's did its job. And then it managed to shuttle to the center. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Yes, and it is now looping nonstop. That is so much better than it was before. So whoever stole the sign, thank you, because man, this is a much better version. That is so cool. Look at that thing. Just giant sign moving around. If this doesn't scream BioShock, I don't know what does. This whole theme has turned out so cool. You know, now that I'm thinking about this, just because I put it on a train, just because we have it rotating around, doesn't make it anti-theft proof. As any Joe Schmo can just walk up and just yank the train schedule right out of this thing, pull it anywhere they want, and then they can just decompile it and then just pick it up with a cart contraption. But if we could figure out a way to prevent them from pulling out the train schedule or even taking control of the train, that might make things a lot harder to steal. The only way I could think to potentially pull this off would be to enclose the control station entirely, completely surround it with blocks. But then you may be wondering, well, Chosen, can't just anybody walk up and just pop open the train station and then just deassemble the train while it's at that station? And yes, they can. But not if they can't find the train station. To do the train station part first, we'll go ahead and we'll copy the train station name, and then I'm just going to relink it to its original position, but I'm going to instead move this into a hidden location, a location that not even you're going to know where it's at. With all train stations hidden, I now need to park this in this location and then access this train station and deassemble this so that way we can assemble it in such a way where you can't actually control the train. So underneath, I'm going to cover this in mesh. And this will prevent somebody from somehow managing to click from the bottom. But up on the top, well, this is where I have devised another solution. So I'm going to use these item drains that are right up here, which will definitely prevent anybody from kind of squeezing up here trying to interact with anything, because they're going to click on these instead. And by the way, this is while this thing is a contraption, so they won't be able to break or pull off any blocks because the train is going to be actively running and never turning off, and always a contraption. This leads me to the next part. How do we prevent them from clicking on these things? And also, how am I going to click on them? Well, I'm thinking we can make this nice and thin by just placing these bars directly in front. And while I have these, I can't click on any of these things. Like, I am not actively able to click on this while these panels are up. I mean, just any block would work, but this is a nice thin block. And yeah, this should work beautifully. And it's really hard to tell, so somebody might actually walk up here and try to click on them, but they won't be able to. Now, I guess technically I don't have to use item drains up here. I really could use any block. I'm gonna place these up here to kind of just make it look more industrial. Yeah, that fits the theme much better. So this is perfect. We've basically got the train ready to go, but how am I actually going to get this functioning, and how are we going to get a train schedule on it if I can't even interact with it? Oh, and by the way, I just assembled the train, and yes, I can't access any of this, no matter how hard I try. But yes, back to how we're going to actually activate this thing. Well, this is going to be the secret sauce. And that is a deployer might be able to activate the train schedule. To test this, we just need a deployer that is a block space between, and it should be able to reach in there and place this in. It just needs to right click. Now at the moment, this is set to go to the next area. And so a hand crank, and I think this will start it. Oh, it can't activate it? That is not good. Okay, I still have one more backup plan because that one failed. And this one involves giving it the train schedule before actively contraptionifying it. The hard part about this is I don't want to disclose the location of my train stations. So what I'll do is I'll leave a face of this off temporarily, give it this, and then wait for it to come back around before shutting the station off. Oh, and come to find out that doesn't work either because it just gives you the train schedule back. Oh, we've got to come up with another way. Now, hold up just a minute. If the train station can give me back the schedule, can I give the train station the schedule? Oh my goodness, I just discovered something. You can't click it on the train station, but you can pipe into it, whether that is a hopper, a funnel. You can funnel into the train station and it will automatically apply the schedule. So now, at this point, I have a functioning train that nobody can gain access to. They can't get in here, they can't get the schedule. The only way they would be able to get access to this train is if they were to happen to locate, well, my train stations. Which, I mean, if they wanted to long enough, they probably could find it because the train stations do make noise. But, I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, this goes here, and you can definitely hear the train station and also see particles coming from it. But you know what? That is not the point. The point is I now have a train that you can't just click on to take control over. So can I call this an absolutely unthievable train? You know what? I think I can. I think for most people, this is going to be an incredibly difficult train to just up and steal. For one, they would have to deassemble it. They can't just apply it to any normal track because it's also setting on a very special track that is separate from regular Create tracks, being a monorail. And so I don't think that just pulling it off of here would be a very easy thing to do. And even if they were able to do that, well, they would still have to manage to link the thing together while it's still a contraption, even though they wouldn't be able to take control over it. They would have to line it up very specifically. It's just a lot. It would be a whole lot of work just to steal another sign. I mean, who would even do that? But you gotta admit, that is one gorgeous sign. Ah, beautiful. Now, making a giant sign wasn't the main thing that was going to be on my today's bucket list. Actually, what I really wanted to get started was on the project for taking all of our rare packages and turning it into a printing facility. This is gonna have to wait for another episode. And by the way, we are completely maxed out. I have every single package now that does exist in a rare form, which is just mind-boggling to me. But before I can even start thinking about setting up a printing facility, I've got a lot of land to start prepping for all of these future projects. And this land clearing is going to take quite a while to get set up, as I want to terraform most of this land that exists here and make it more barren than luscious like it currently is. I want to take all of this dirt and all of these brownish blocks that we've been farming, and I want to utilize them and cover this entire area in them. And that's going to require some very specialized tools and very specialized machinery that's going to allow us to get this all done. But that will have to wait for another episode, because today, well, today is the end of this one. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you enjoyed the sign Fort Knoxing. And if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And without further ado, it's time for me to thank the amazing supporter that makes these episodes possible. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Loris. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. Thank you so very much. And guys, I hope that you have enjoyed today's episode, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.